Let's get started. So this is what the program looks like when you first open it. We begin with the two main parts of the program, the archive and the pictures, which we will discuss further in detail later on. But to give you an idea on the difference of these two, archive is further divided into two folders where one contains teaching materials that have been prepared for by our esteemed speech pathologist, while the other is a private folder where you can save the private materials you have prepared for. The second main part is the pictures where you can prepare and customize your own lesson plans. And at the bottom, you will see the different templates and different formats which you can use as your canvas when you customize your own lesson plans, which will be discussed later on in this video. We begin with the archive where all teaching materials are stored. Again, these are divided into two main folders, the central archive and the private folder, which in this video we call SBAB. The Central Archive contains hundreds of prepared teaching materials spread throughout different types of lessons prepared by our speech pathologist. You see the different types of lessons in folders like grammatics, instructions, pronunciation, etc. When you click these folders, subfolders will appear that make up all the topics needed to cover each lesson. So for example, under grammatics, you have comparisons. And let's try clicking in one of the materials under comparisons. This is big, bigger, and biggest. You can adjust the size of the window at the lower right by dragging it down to zoom out and dragging it up to zoom in. Here's another example of a material under comparisons. Small, smaller, smallest. And another example, here's a different type of format, a game comparison. So under Central Archive, all materials are ready to be used and printed out. If you don't have time to prepare or create your own material, you go to Central Archive, pick a lesson, pick a material, open it, print it out, and head on to your session. It's that easy to have a quality material to be used in your meeting or session in a very short time. So that's the Central Archive. Again, this contains the teaching materials already prepared for, ready to be printed out. And please note that in the Central Archive, you cannot edit anything or delete anything. You cannot also save your teaching materials there or move anything from there. The folder where you can manipulate the content is your private archive. In this example in your screen, our private archive is named SBAB. The private archive is where you save all private materials you have prepared or created. This archive can only be seen by you and, if applicable, by anyone within your group. In the private archive, everyone in the group has the same password to log in. That's why this is not available for public viewing, sharing, or printing. In the private archive, you can add and save in the materials you have created, delete lessons, files, or folders, move one folder to another, or move one file to another folder. This private archive can be manipulated by you and anyone within your group, unlike the central archive. So when you create a teaching material and you save it, it automatically goes into your private archive. So the important thing to note is that all materials in this program are saved onto the servers. The materials are not saved into your computer unless you do so. Instead, they are saved onto the cloud. That's why this will not take space in your computers. This also means that colleagues in a group can use the material even if they are not working in the same place. As you can see, the private archive is empty when you log in for the first time, and the first thing you have to do is to create your own private structure for your group. So to make the folders for your private archive, you use the tools on top. You click the plus sign here if you want to add a folder, and then type in the folder name that you want. Let's use lesson 1. and then click OK. When you click OK, you will notice that there's a plus sign beside SBAB, and when you click that, our lesson 1 folder that we just created will appear. And if you want to add another folder, let's say under lesson 1, so a subfolder of lesson 1, click on it, click the plus sign, type in your folder name, let's say lesson 1.1, and then click OK. And then you will see there's a plus sign beside the lesson 1 subfolder. And then when you click on it, the lesson 1.1 subfolder will appear. So there you have it. You have a structure. That's how you add folders. And now I'm going to show you what if you want to delete one folder. Click on it and then click on this X mark. And now it's gone. You can also do other things like move folder, move files to folder, and all those other things. You can manipulate everything in the private archive to get the structure that you want. So now, for example, in my own private archive, I want a folder about cheese, and I will be putting teaching materials relating to cheese in here. So now we have a folder for that, and the next step is creating a material and saving it into this folder so that it will have content. To do that, let's move on to the second main part of the program, which is the pictures folder, where you can create or customize your own teaching materials. In here, you will see over 3,800 images available in different formats, also in different categories. Over here, you will see the categories like words, sentences, grammatics, pronunciation, and all other things. And each category has a subcategory. So there are a lot of categories to choose from. And under here, you will see over 36 templates to choose from or to work with. You have different categories as well, like sentences, cutting sheets, games. So different designs to choose from. There are only 3 steps to follow in customizing or creating your own teaching material. The first step is choosing first your template. So for this demo, I will use this one under sentences. So when you click on that, that's what will appear on your screen. So now that you have a template, we move on to the second step, which is filling in the blanks of your template with pictures. Here on the left side, you will see a folder of all the pictures with different subfolders divided into different types of lessons, which we have categorized to help you and guide you in creating your teaching materials. Under each folder, there are many pictures to choose from. You may click on the arrow here on the right to go to the next pages and see more choices. And then the number that you see here, the 20, is the total number of pages you have per folder. And this number right here shows the current page that you're on. So right now we are on the 5th page out of 20 pages. As you can see, there are different formats of pictures. You have the colored image without text, colored image with text, the sketch without text, and the sketch with text. So all the pictures in this program are available in all those 4 formats. You can also manipulate this area of columns or rows if you want more pictures to be displayed on your screen. Then increase the number of rows and columns by dragging these buttons here. So as you can see, more pictures are being displayed right now because we increased the number of columns and rows. Otherwise, if you want less pictures to be displayed, then decrease the number of rows and columns right here. But I want it to be just how it is before. So now we are ready to fill in our template. So you can do that by simply picking a picture that you want to use for the first blank box and then dragging it all the way to the blank box. And there you have it. Your picture is now on place. It's that easy. Now let's fill in the other blanks in the material. Now I'm going to show you how to use the search filters of the program, which you can see on the left side. Right now, it's displaying all the pictures stored in the program because as you can see here, its filter is all archives. That's why it's displaying everything. But if you want to only display the pictures with text, for example, then click on the arrow here and then choose pictures with text and then click on the search button and all the pictures with text, only the pictures with text will appear. Now if you want pictures without text, do the same, click on this, click on search, and then all the pictures without text will appear. Same goes with sketches with text and sketches without text. Another way to filter pictures is by typing into this white box the item you are looking for. So to fill in the next blank in our template, I want to have a photo of a doctor, so I type it in here. And then I choose pictures with text and click search. So all the pictures with text relating to a doctor will appear. So I choose one and then I drag it to the next blank box in our template, and there you go. So let's move on to the next blank box. I want to fill it in with cheese, for example, and I want a picture without text this time. And then that's what's gonna appear on your screen, and then pick a picture, drag it onto the next box and place it there. For the next box, let's say I want a picture of a sausage, but this time I want it to be a sketch with text. So that's what's gonna be displayed onto your screen. So as you can see, there is a wide range and variety of pictures to choose from that you can insert in your teaching materials. Anything that you can think of, from food to people to emotions, almost everything is in the program. However, in some cases, we understand that maybe there are some photos that you want to use that we don't have in our program, and that is not a problem. For the last blank box, let's say you want to use a photo of a Swiss cheese that is stored in your computer. So just double click on the box and then your pictures folder will automatically appear. So now you can choose any photo in your folder. So let's click on this Swiss cheese. And now here it is in the box as part of your teaching material. So we have completed all the pictures in our boxes and we're almost done with our material. If in this specific template, if you zoom out a bit, you will see there are boxes below our pictures where it exists. The idea is to write a text on the line and the patient or the student should read and pick the right picture for the box above. So this is the most advanced type of training because the student has to know some reading for the teacher to be able to use this function. So where these lines exist, you may choose to use it, or if otherwise, you may choose to hide the lines and these will disappear. So if you want to use it, then type in here the text that you want underneath the picture. But if you don't want to use it, then click on hide lines and then these will disappear. However, it is important to keep in mind that this function only exists on a few templates and mainly where you practice sentences. So not all templates will have these lines where you can type in your text. So now that we have completed our teaching material, the next and final step is to save and print. So to save your file, first go to the white blank box beside the save button and write in the file name that you want your teaching material to have. Then remember, during the first part of this video, we created a subfolder named cheese in our private archive. So let's go there to our private archive and then click on the cheese subfolder so that it will be saved there, and then click on the save button, and there you go. Your cheese lesson 1 that we just created is now under the cheese subfolder in our private archive. As mentioned earlier, in the private archive, that's where you can save or store the teaching materials that you will want to create. So that's what we just did right now. And you can also print this material by clicking on this print button, and then it will go straight to your printer. Or you can save it as PDF, and then it will be saved onto your computer, and then you can email it to your colleagues or your students' parents or whoever. As you can see, when you already have prepared a lot of materials as a group in your private archive, when you already have a lot of teaching materials and folders, it will become similar to the central archive, and you will then eventually be able to easily open the program, pick a lesson, pick a material, open it, print it out, and head on to your session. So it's that easy and quick. So whether you want to create your own material, which is also very easy and simple because of the 3-step way to customize your material with the easy to use features and search filters, or if you have no time to put on a material together, this program has these options in store for you, and this program is the way to do it. Here is a sample of a finished material using the program. Here you can see our materials from the program being used in action by a teacher to the student. And that's the end of it. I hope that this tutorial film was very useful to you, and I'll see you again next time. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact us on the details on the screen and visit our website for more information. Have a good day.